That's Giant Steps. Giant Steps by John Coltrane. I'm going to do a little tutorial on it a little bit. It's not anything that a banjo player would necessarily want to play, but I was just doing some tutorials the other day, and I was thinking, this tune, it has no sharps or flats, and not any particular key, and I guess they're sending the police off to get me now. The banjo police are coming in here after me outside. But anyway, it starts on a B chord, on that sharp melody. Then, now in the music, it does things like B to D, 7, to G, to B flat 7, to E flat. And then A minor 9 to D7. And then G to B flat 7 to E flat, that kind of a thing. F sharp to B. But you can think of that a lot of different ways because harmonies do strange things. So I was the other day listening to Jimmy Bruno, not someone to particularly listen to, but Jimmy's a wonderful musician. And I was listening to him, and he said that Bobby Watson reminded him that he could go down from the B, down a whole step to A minor, then down a whole step to the G, and then down a whole step to the F minor, and down a whole step to the E flat. So you can think of it that way, from whole steps, you see. To the minor, to the G, to the minor, to the E flat. Then that turns around. And that turnaround is going to be the next theme after that, where it goes. Because then it does that same kind of a thing, which on the music is G, B flat 7, E flat, F sharp 7 to B. But as Bobby Watson was explaining to Jimmy Bruno, it could be G to F minor to E flat. You see, coming down like that to the D flat, minor 9, to the B, and that would be coming down the whole steps again, major, minor, that kind of a thing. And then that turns around with an F minor 9 to B flat 7 to an E flat major 7. Now, that is that second little piece in there where after the first wet, where it first does that thing, where it does this thing here, where it goes to E flat, then it goes to A minor 9 to a D7 to the G. Now that's going to be the theme for the second part, that da-da-dee. But in the first part, it repeats a phrase like the first. At that point, it repeats a phrase like the very beginning. But in here, it's going to start a second theme. That is going to start a second theme. Then it becomes again. And it's a 16-bar tune. It's a short tune because it's fast. But anyway, if you start out on the B with an F sharp melody, then down to the A minor 7 with a D melody, then to the G. Now if you play it here, inside with 3 strings, and then come down to the F minor 9, which is barred here, and then go to the E flat, you'll have the same kind of thing that you could do on the G, which is see, those are the same kind of intervals in a different key, but there's no keys involved in this particular song. It's very modern, and it's atonal, whatever, at that point. So you got like B, A minor 7 with this. Now that is a substitute for the D7. And then it goes to the G, which I played up here. Now it could be played down here. And then the F minor 9 could be played there. And then the E flat major 7 could be played here. But if you're going to use that same pattern, it would be B with F sharp, A minor with the D, then G with the B melody, inside on 3, next inside on 3, F minor 9, which is a bar here, and then up to E flat. That last part is all 3-note chords on not playing the A string. And then it goes to the A minor 9 to the D7. Now it starts the second pattern with your G, and ends on B. So you can use those same patterns going. And then that does, now that starts that second theme here where it goes. After that it goes F minor 9, E flat 7, E flat, then the A minor 9 to D7 to G, but you can make it a B minor chord because the B minor is like a G major 7. Then it goes up to C minor 9 to F7, F sharp 7, and up to the B, or if you can make it an A flat, E flat minor, and place the B. That's just like a B major 7. Then it goes up to the F minor 9, B flat 7, and up to E flat major 7. Now, that's E flat, and that makes it a major 7. And then it turns around with a D, with an F sharp melody to F sharp 7. With an F sharp. And then the whole thing starts over again. Tune starts again. All right. Let's do it again. Key. Now what it does at this time it goes on, and that becomes the theme, that da 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 3-note thing, and then the song ends on the E flat, and it just turns around with a D and an F sharp, going back to the B. And it gets you back into that key of B. Now, as I said, you could put a lot of different harmonies on there because it doesn't matter. That's a whole step down pattern going major, minor, whatever. But the original chords that he seemed to write the tune with was a B to a D7 to a G to a B flat 7 to E flat. So it was B, A minor, B, A minor, G major, F minor, E flat major 7. If you think of it whole steps. If you don't, it's a B to a D to a G to a B flat, and that gets you to the E flat. That's the first phrase of 3 bars. Then it turns around with that A minor 9 to a D7, because that's going to be the new theme. Eventually it's going to go right, and right, so that becomes becomes the last theme, that 3-note thing. It starts out with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-note thing, which is the 3 notes, and that this starts the second phrase of the 5. And then that start. Now we start the second theme. As I say, the turnaround is C sharp minor 7 to F sharp 7, which comes out like a D to a F sharp, if you want to think of it in moving things, moving chords. So you can do almost anything you want with it. That's why these guys who play on it, they play it more on sounds and the ideas of what they're doing rather than the actual chord at the moment. And that's what Barry Harris says. Barry Harris used to come in down where I had a little band downtown at the Cajun, the Wild Reeds and Record Rhythm. And he used to come in there because he liked stride players. But anyway, when he came in, I got to hearing some of the kind of stuff he does. And what he talks about is he talks about the minute that you hit that B chord in the first bar, he says you should be into the second bar mind-wise already, and you should be into a G chord. Now the G chord is the first chord of the second bar. So you've got, so he says you should start, you know, the movement of the B. He says by here it should be on a G. So it should be a G scale. Right? Should be there. But anyway, it gets very complicated. So that's why I said they were sending the banjo police after me. It's these kind of tunes are not for banjo players because banjo players are more of, as a rule, than they are harmonic things. But I'm putting it up because I'm just showing that you can think various different ways, and this particular instrument, a banjo, is just like any other instrument. It could be played that way. Now they put up Arno Hager, what you call it, from Germany, or Austria, wherever he is over there, on the banjo hang-up lately, and he's got the ability to do this. Frankie Vignola's got the ability to do this on a tenor banjo. He does on guitar. Howard Alden's got the ability to do that. These guys, there are monsters. You guys never get to hear them play because if they played the way they want to play, it would offend you. You'd want somebody going, and they don't do that. They just play the instrument as it is. So there are monsters out there, and some of them even are trying it in. You know, the 5-string players are opening up more to it than any of the 4-string players are. Whatever. But anyway, that's giant steps, and it's a little tutorial on giant steps, but don't get hooked.